If you're having trouble with your overhead squat or your snatch or any really overhead movement for that matter, there's probably one thing you're doing that is extremely detrimental to your success in those movements. A lot of us, when we learn how to do barbell movements, especially bench press and overhead press, we're always taught to stack our wrist over our forearm. So when I'm doing overhead press, I'm going to stack my wrist over my forearm so that when I press, I have a really solid surface to press off of. Same with the bench press. I'm going to stack my wrist over my forearm so when I press, I'm pressing through that one solid piece as opposed to breaking at the wrist and putting a lot of pressure into my wrist, making it more difficult to bench press or overhead press. Now, a lot of us, once we go from that phase of our training into weightlifting, we start doing overhead squats and things of that nature, and we try and maintain that same wrist angle in the overhead squat. I see this with a lot of people who are just starting off, and what ends up happening is when they're in this wrist position overhead and they come down to do an overhead squat, they end up losing their balance forward and dumping the bar forward. So one thing you can do, you can try this out the next time you're doing overhead squats, is instead of having your wrist locked forward like you're doing a bench press but overhead, you're gonna let your wrist sit back so that the bar is sitting right in the palm of my hand, not in my fingers, but right in my palm of my hand with a more relaxed grip, so that when I go to squat, the bar is sitting right over the base of my neck, right over my center of gravity. So I'm in a great position down here instead of squeezing forward where I want to dump the bar forward. So next time, like I said, you're going to overhead squat or snatch. Try that wrist position out. It's relaxed right in the palm of your hand. You're going to feel much more stable than if you're squeezing the bar as hard as you can with your wrist flexed forward. Give that a shot. See how it works. Apparently, Ilya Ilyin doesn't do that, but he just got banned from the Olympics, so he can't be that good, right?